I was trapped, my hands tied tightly to a cold metal chair. Xavier was trying to help me escape, his eyes wide with fear.
Any last words?
The Mafia boss stood in front of us, his face swallowed by shadows. When he raised his gun, my heart pounded wildly in my chest. And then... I woke up. The ringing phone pulled me out of the nightmare. I answered it, still trembling. Xavier?
Ada, I found him! I know who the boss is!
Xavier! I screamed, but the line went dead. My mind whirled, the silence more terrifying than any nightmare. I stood at the edge of the cemetery, the umbrella barely shielding me from the pouring rain. The police chief stepped up.
We are here to honor Xavier, a brave officer who sacrificed his life investigating an international money laundering mafia.
I stayed silent, eyes fixed on the coffin, remembering the last phone call and everything that had happened before this terrible day. Hey there, I'm Ada from New York. I know you have a ton of questions, like why I'm involved in such dangerous work and why we're starting with such a sad event. Well, everything began when I was just a kid with dreams of becoming a super cool policewoman protecting the world, and I worked my way up to achieve that dream. On my first day at the police station, I realized I was the only girl in the task force. My fellow officers showered me with attention, calling me the flower of the station. They bought me breakfast, invited me for coffee, and often gave me little gifts. The guys competed for my attention. Life was great, but I was determined to prove I was more than just a pretty face. The police chief introduced me to the team, and that's when I met Xavier and our buddy Rafa. Xavier welcomed me with a warm smile and immediately put me at ease.
Welcome to the team, Ada. Don't worry, we've got your back.
Rafa, on the other hand, was cheerful and a bit shy.
Hi, Ada. I'm Rafa. We're really glad to have you on the team.
And so the three of us quickly became an unbreakable team. Our first mission was a tough one, capturing an escaped prisoner. Approaching the abandoned house, the three of us exchanged determined looks.
Okay, Ada will take the left side, Rafa the right. I'll go in from the front.
We worked seamlessly, understanding each other's silent signals, and achieved great success after success. One evening after an especially exhausting mission, we sat in the break room, reminiscing about the times we had shared.
Remember when Rafa tried to distract the suspect with a magic trick?
Hey, but it worked, didn't it? You were just jealous because I had the best trick.
We all laughed heartily, and those were some of the best days. And yet, tears streamed down my cheeks.
Ada, hey!
I snapped back to reality, realizing I was sitting in the meeting room at the police station. The police chief's voice echoed through the room.
This is a tough case, and we've paid a high price. I've received orders from above to transfer this case to another team.
Seeing me raise my hand, everyone, including Rafa, looked at me in surprise. Chief, please give me a chance. I want to finish what Xavier started. It was nearly midnight in my bedroom, and I was packing my bags to leave for Italy, while Rafa paced back and forth incessantly.
It's too dangerous, Ada. Let another team take over.
I know, you've said that 1,000 times already, but I have to do this. Faced with my determination, Rafa kicked the chair in frustration, only to end up whining about his sore foot. So, you in or what?
Of course. Because we're a team.
Yes, because we're a team. Xavier, I won't let your sacrifice be in vain. When I arrived in Italy and received Xavier's belongings, the first thing I looked for was his phone. I scrolled through the call history, trying to find anything unusual. There was a strange number I didn't recognize. Without thinking, I dialed it.
Hello?
Oh, hi! I received a complaint about your clogged drain this morning. I'm sending someone over.
Sorry, you've got the wrong number.
Wait a second, you're Colton Kay, the lawyer, right? My documents say so.
No, I'm Paul, a fashion designer. You've got the wrong number. Goodbye.
He hung up abruptly. How rude. But no worries, I got what I needed. A fashion designer. Why was Xavier contacting him? I started researching Paul online, and soon enough, I had almost all the information on him. Paul was an up-and-coming fashion designer, but his work was unlike anything I'd ever seen. Weird. I couldn't understand why his designs were getting so much praise. I found articles hinting at his rapid uprise in the fashion industry. Someone's backing him. Gotta grab something to eat. What to eat in Italy? I picked up the phone and called Rafa. We had dinner at a cozy restaurant. I twirled a fork full of pasta alla carbonara while Rafa cut into his Florentine steak. I'm joining Fashion Week next week.
What?
Paul's collection is featured there. It's the best way to get close to him. Rafa frowned deeply, shaking his head.
He's got a lot of bodyguards. Too risky.
That's why I need your help. The plan is to pose as a guest couple. You distract the bodyguards, and I'll charm Paul with my legs. Oh my gosh, imagining myself in a long slit dress is making me nervous.
Sounds like a James Bond movie. Oh, almost forgot. Got you something.
I opened the box to find a beautiful sparkling necklace.
I passed by a shop and thought it would suit you. Wear it with a slit dress.
Wow, I just realized my shy friend was quite thoughtful. Fashion Week night arrived. We walked into the grand hall and it was packed. But I quickly spotted my target, Paul standing right there. I walked towards him, muttering some Italian phrases I'd quickly learned online. Buonasera, come sta? Rafa had successfully distracted Paul's bodyguards. Now I just needed to stumble into his arms. Ah! And when someone caught me, I slowly opened my eyes, trying to make it a romantic moment. But it was one of his bodyguards. He was surrounded by another group of guards that appeared out of nowhere. Why did a fashion designer need so many bodyguards? As I walked down the hallway, racking my brain for another plan, my eyes landed on the bizarre outfits. A bold idea flashed through my mind. I stepped onto the runway before they could realize I was an imposter. Spotting Paul in the VIP row, I confidently strutted my stuff, feeling fabulous and getting a great response from the audience. From an agent to a professional model, too easy for me. When the show ended, many designers approached me saying I was a promising new face. But Paul walked over and pulled me towards him.
She's my star.
He grabbed my hand and led me away from the crowd. I looked back and signaled Rafa that the plan was a success, then left with Paul. I felt like I was playing with fire, sensing danger at every turn. Paul led me to a deserted parking lot, and I knew Rafa was following close behind. The eerie quietness was a stark contrast to the lively event we just left. Without warning, Paul grabbed my arm and shoved me against a car. Suspicion replaced the charm on his face.
You're American. Who are you really?
His strong hand squeezed my cheek, forcing me to look straight into his piercing eyes. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm just a nobody model. I thought this fashion event would be my chance to get noticed. Paul stared deep into my eyes. Was he trying to see if I was lying? I faked a pained look, my eyes welling up. After what felt like an eternity, Paul's grip loosened.
I believe you. Don't disappoint me.
Of course not. With the tension momentarily eased, his attitude softened and we returned to the main event. Over the next few weeks, I followed Paul to various fashion events across Italy. My main goal was to track his every move, but many people began seeing me as Paul's muse, saying we made a beautiful pair. We strolled through the enchanting streets of Milan, our laughter echoing through the grand halls of Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II as we admired the luxurious shops and elegant cafes. I couldn't deny that Paul and I were growing closer. One sunny afternoon, Paul shared his favorite spot with me, the tranquil garden of Villa Borghese in Rome.
This is where I come to escape.
We rented a rowboat and glided across the serene lake. It truly was a peaceful place. Paul smiled, his eyes reflecting the dappled sunlight.
I'm glad you like it.
Then he leaned in and kissed me. That moment felt timeless, floating in the quiet of the garden. Becoming Paul's girlfriend was part of my plan, but now I couldn't control my feelings. When I got back to the hotel, Rafa was waiting for me in the lobby, and he didn't look happy.
So you and the designer guy are a thing now?
That was our initial goal, but wait, how did you know?
Just a guess, but I still have to warn you. It's best not to get involved in this.
We've come this far, Rafa. I shut the door while he continued trying to convince me to return to the States. I needed to stay focused on the job. A few days later, I followed Paul to a restaurant in Venice. Before dessert arrived, he received a call and excused himself. I trailed him silently and found him in a small hidden bar down a narrow alley. My heart pounded as I tried to blend into the shadows. Paul was sitting with someone, obscured by the wall.
Are you sure this is safe for the organization? Absolutely, but we need to speed up the process.
I inched closer, my breath catching as I nearly saw the man with the deep voice talking to Paul. Suddenly, I felt a hand on my shoulder.
Hey, who are you?
I turned to see one of the henchmen, his face a mix of surprise and anger. Panic surged through me. I was just looking for the restroom.
Restroom? In a place like this?
Well, you know, when nature calls, I have to answer.
Nice try, lady. Who are you and what are you doing here?
He raised his fist, starting to menace me. With my strength, I couldn't take him down here. All right, you got me! I'm actually here to taste the secret underground lasagna! I'm a Michelin inspector. For a second, it seemed like he believed me, but...
No, you're not going anywhere.
As he grabbed my wrist, I yanked my hand away and darted into the narrow alley, adrenaline coursing through my veins. The henchman's shouts echoed behind me, but I didn't look back. At that moment, I thought he might catch me, so I just kept running as fast as I could. I fumbled for my phone, trying to call Rafa for help. Rafa, help me! I'm being chased!
Huh? Where are you?
Near the Rialto market. Hurry! I dashed around a corner, nearly colliding with a street vendor.
I don't know if I can get there in time.
I need you! I screamed, but the line went dead. Frustration flooded me, mixed with fear that gripped my heart. I was completely alone! I hiked up my dress and ran in panic. The chase created an uproar in the small Italian street in the middle of the night.
Catch her! Hurry!
Think, Ada, think! I reached the Rialto market, unsure whether to go left or right. My eyes spotted a crowd gathering around a street performer. I quickly blended into the sea of people. One of the henchmen ran past but didn't see me. My phone buzzed again, startling me. This time it was a message from Paul.
Where are you? Are you mad at me and left early?
I sighed in relief, lucky not to have been discovered. This time I narrowly escaped death. More than that, I felt disappointed in my friend Rafa. I returned to the hotel, slamming the door shut behind me. I pulled out my phone and called the chief. His authoritative voice answered on the second ring.
Ada, I've been waiting for your update. How are things?
I was chased by the henchman of the guy Paul I was meeting. I managed to escape, but it was close.
You did well, Ada.
I overheard their conversation about a mole in our force. They knew exactly where to find me and when.
This complicates things, Ada. Do you have any leads on who it might be?
I hesitated, thinking about Rafa's strange behavior when I needed help. I hate to say this, but I don't know yet. I'll try to find out.
Be careful, Ada. Call me if you need anything.
I hung up and collapsed onto the bed, my mind blank as if waking up from a long coma. Only Rafa knew I was dining with Paul there. As for Paul, despite the danger, I had to maintain my cover and relationship with him. One evening, Paul and I attended an extravagant party in a luxurious villa by Lake Como. The elite guests chatted merrily while sipping fine champagne. As we walked through the crowd, a tall man entered the room. The atmosphere turned tense immediately. The murmurs died down to silence. Even Paul, usually so composed, seemed wary of this man. Who is he?
That's Lorenzo. He's important. Stay close to me.
I nodded, filing away the information. Lorenzo was clearly a big shot in the criminal underworld. The party continued and I noticed a group, including Paul, being called into a private room with Lorenzo. The target was within reach. I couldn't miss this chance. I followed them from a considerable distance. As I was about to approach the door, a burly guard stepped in front of me, blocking my path.
This area's off limits.
I got lost. I looked at his face, almost screaming when I recognized him as the one who spotted me the night before. But he didn't seem to recognize me. So the man Paul had met in secret that night was Lorenzo.
Are you sure this is safe for the organization?
I found a secluded corner of the villa and activated a listening device, something I had planned to stick on the sole of Paul's shoe beforehand. Paul's muffled voice came through, discussing something with Lorenzo. I listened, too tense to breathe. But suddenly, the conversation stopped.
What is this? Who dared to plant a listening device? I know nothing about it, sir.
The signal was cut off. They had discovered it, but how? I quickly stashed my phone and returned to the party, trying to calm my racing thoughts. This was bad. Paul returned at the same time, and I tried to look as calm as possible when I saw his face struggling to hide his anger. He walked up to me, gripping my arm tightly.
We need to talk.
Before I could leave, Lorenzo and his henchmen filled the room. They were searching for the person who had planted the listening device on Paul's shoe, and the one holding the other part of the device is me. I had to find a way to escape, but the main door was guarded. Not even a fly could get through. At that moment, I noticed a familiar face in the crowd. Rafa, dressed as a waiter, carrying a tray of drinks. He was heading straight for Lorenzo and his men. Rafa made his move. He tripped, spilling the tray at Paul's feet, then clung to his leg.
I'm sorry.
Before Rafa could finish his sentence, he received a powerful kick from one of the henchmen.
I didn't mean anything. I swear. I dropped it and it accidentally got stuck in his shoe.
Despite his weak resistance, they dragged him away. I tried to follow, but Paul stopped me, looking at me with eyes that felt like 1,000 daggers stabbing my heart.
He needs to learn a lesson, but he'll be taken to the hospital.
That night, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't bear the thought of losing another friend. I had misunderstood Rafa. He had sacrificed himself just to protect me. I needed to end this as quickly as possible. The next morning, I went to Paul's office when he wasn't there. I began rummaging through his drawers and desk, searching for anything that could link him to the Mafia. But I froze when I saw a file with Xavier's name on it. When I opened it, my breath caught in my throat. There were reports, photos, and detailed surveillance records of Xavier. Anger surged through me as I realized that Paul knew Xavier was an agent and might have been the one who harmed my friend. Footsteps approached and I quickly hid under the large desk. Paul moved around the room and stopped right in front of the desk. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, silence. My phone buzzed as Paul was tidying up the files right above me. Then he left the room. I pulled out my phone and saw a message from him.
Dinner tonight? Private rooftop restaurant overlooking the Amalfi Coast. Just the two of us.
I knew I had to keep a cool head. I quickly left the office, making sure no one saw me. I arrived at the rooftop restaurant, the spectacular view of the Amalfi Coast contrasting sharply with the chaos inside me. Paul was already there, looking relaxed and charming. He flashed a smile that could make any girl swoon. Paul pulled out a chair for me to sit down, but he didn't return to his seat immediately. He gently removed the necklace from my neck and placed it in a secure box, much to my surprise.
This isn't just jewelry. It's a tracking and listening device.
What do you mean?
Ada, I work for MI6, and I'm on a mission to expose this crime organization. I know everything about you, and you need to know you've been attacking the wrong person.
MI6? Wait.
I wasn't the last person to see Xavier. I was trying to help him. Lorenzo is indeed the head of the organization, but his most trusted subordinate is still hiding in the shadows.
I took a deep breath, trying to process everything. But how did you know about the necklace?
The phone signal always got static whenever I called you. But more than that, I believe the person we're looking for is someone you know well.
Who?
Who gave you the necklace?
My mind reeled. I was at a loss for words.
Rafa. He's been tracking you through the necklace. That's why they've always been one step ahead of you.
But he saved me at the party. He got beaten because of that.
That's how the organization keeps its members hidden in plain sight.
Suddenly, Paul stepped closer and placed a reassuring hand on my trembling shoulder.
I know this is all a shock, but tomorrow, when you visit the hospital, don't wear the necklace. If Rafa asks about it, you know what to do next.
Paul helped me stand and held me tightly until my shaking subsided. I knew I had to face this, no matter how harsh the truth was. The next day, I went to the hospital and found Rafa laying on the bed, his face still bruised in places.
Ada, how are you holding up?
Still haven't found anything new, but you should take care of yourself first. Enjoy playing the hero saving the damsel, huh?
I'm as strong as an ox. By the way, where's your necklace?
Even though I had prepared for this, my heart sank. I forgot to put it on this morning. Why do you care about it?
Just curious. That's all.
I moved closer, placing my hand on his cheek and looking straight into his eyes. Unable to hold back my tears, I ran to the bathroom and cried uncontrollably. In just a few seconds, I knew the years of friendship between us had completely crumbled. When I came out, Rafa was gone. He hadn't gone far with his unhealed wounds. I chased Rafa to an abandoned warehouse by the docks in Naples.
I told you to stay out of this! I warned you!
I scrambled to grab the gun again, but Rafa had already fled. Paul found me sitting dazed in the old warehouse. Knowing I'd let Rafa escape, he approached and urged,
We don't have much time. I received an urgent meeting message from the boss. An old villa overlooking the Mediterranean in Sicily.
We need to be there. This is our last chance to take him down. We drove through the night. When we reached Sicily, the sun was just rising. Outside the villa was eerily quiet. All I could hear was the distant crash of waves. The sky was always clear before the storm hit. The moment Paul opened the front door, I saw something flying straight at us. I only had time to push him to the floor.
Thank you. You're an excellent agent, Ada.
Thanks for the compliment.
You've arrived.
At the far end of the lavish room, Rafa stood beside the boss wearing a smug smile.
It's over, Paul. We know everything.
You hid well, little rat.
Immediately, the henchmen charged at us. Paul handled them while I had a bigger target, capturing the boss Lorenzo. Paul arrived just in time, capturing the boss Lorenzo. The fight had exhausted us all, and the members of the organization were taken to the police station. As Rafa passed by me, he stopped, his voice choked with emotion.
I wish I could take it all back.
You can't. But you can start over. Rafa smiled at me before being led away. Paul approached, breaking the heavy atmosphere.
How about we take a break from work? There's a great place I know, right on the coast.
Peaceful like Villa Borghese?
Absolutely.
Paul grabbed my hand and we ran towards the sea, where the sunlight danced on the Mediterranean like golden ribbons. This is the final level, and once I beat it, I'll add another game to the list that Sadie the Undefeated has conquered. Nailed it! No surprise there. I am Sadie the Undefeated after all. Oh no, my laptop! Serves you right. Not funny. Can you stop with these pranks already? Oh, I can't. It's too much fun. Gosh, living with Madeline is unbearable. I bet she win first prize in a World's Meanest Sisters contest. And me? I'm Sadie, her little sister, and we're from San Jose. The story will begin as soon as you hit the like and subscribe button below. I swear, I was dubbed Sadie the Undefeated from the moment I was born. Obviously not because I could slay monsters in games back then. Everyone, try some cookies! Oh, my sweet Sadie. Knew from the start this girl would grow up to be bright and adorable. That's right, Sadie's such a good girl. You see, everyone adored me instead of my sister Madeline, who's 4 years older. Unlike me, Madeline was hard to approach. You'd rarely see her smile or talk more than a few words to anyone. And thus, she wasn't as close to our parents as I was. Madeline is good too, and really smart. She scored perfectly on 3 math tests in a row and could even do 6th grade homework. But she's still the sister I love most in the world, and I never want her to be sad. At 16, I started dreaming of becoming a game streamer, blending my passion for games with a chance to earn some extra cash. Around the same time, Madeline, after much hard work, received a 50% scholarship to study abroad in Australia. The whole family was overjoyed, and our parents promised to manage the expenses for her trip. However, trouble brewed. One day while I was on the roof preparing a "Congratulations on your Australian scholarship, Madeline" banner as a surprise, I accidentally slipped, and then…
The leg surgery was quite successful. However, she'll need to stay in the hospital for a few days for observation and further treatment. Listen, we're really sorry, but the surgery costs were quite high.
We might have to postpone your study abroad plans, Madeline. From that moment on, our relationship flipped upside down. She hated me. At first, I didn't mind since it was just small signs. But then things escalated. Toothpaste replaced with dye, dog food mixed in my cereal, and I nearly lost a chunk of hair to a tape prank outside my door. Who else but Madeline could it be? Especially when I caught her red-handed trying to mess with my precious computer setup. Jesus, Madeline! Stop it right now! What the heck are you doing? I tried to wrestle the hose from Madeline, and soon, the room looked like it had been hit by a tsunami. You did that on purpose, Madeline! Why are you suddenly treating me like this? Nothing sudden about it. It's all your fault. Mom and Dad invest in a whole computer setup for you to be what? A game streamer? Then you pull some dumb stunt and end up needing surgery. All that money could have been for my study abroad. So what? You want me to be crippled before you're satisfied? In the end, Madeline got a stern talking to from our parents and was grounded for a week. She refused any attempt at making up with me. I had no choice but to ignore Madeline and focus on becoming a legit game streamer. I kicked off my first live stream with the game I'm most confident in, and the results weren't half bad. One day, on my way home from school, I noticed a classmate looking puzzled at the balcony of an abandoned house. Oh no, your backpack's up there? What happened? It was that witch Madeline and her gang of mean girls. The door's locked so I can't go in to get it. Any ideas? There was a big trash bin by the wall. I took a running start, jumped off it, and did a flip right onto the balcony. Wow, that was impressive! No biggie. Now, how do I get down? Beatrice and I hit it off and chatted a lot on the way home. Turns out she's a hardcore gamer too. Even crazier, she's Madeline's arch nemesis, constantly battling for the top spot in class tests. I spilled the beans about the drama with my sister. What? That's outrageous! If she treats her own sister like that, no wonder… Madeline wasn't always like this. I can't get it. Maybe everyone paying too much attention to me made her feel left out. Sadie, you did nothing wrong. Madeline's just selfish. Forget about her. I know just the thing to cheer us up. Beatrice then took me to her place. Lord, it was a castle. Smart, being a game streamer, and rich, Beatrice had it all. Instead of going inside, Beatrice led me to a garden shed. Brace yourself, Sadie. Oh my god, is this heaven? This setup must cost 10 times more than the one Madeline wrecked at home. Absolutely epic! From then on, I regularly trained with Beatrice and continued streaming. We were inseparable, became school celebs, recruited new crew members, and signed up for the school's esports team selection. Madeline was not thrilled. Well, everything's just so easy for you, isn't it? Befriending a rich loser to take advantage, sitting around playing silly games all day, and still being idolized by kids. What did you just say, Madeline? That's too much. I caught a glimpse of what looked like the upcoming semester's final exam paper among the scattered pages. Why would she have that? This incident got overshadowed by a world war that followed. Madeline fired the first shot by spraying vinegar in our gym shirts and dumping snails on our bikes. Beatrice was livid. We divided and conquered in retaliation. I changed Madeline's alarm clock while Beatrice planted a stink bomb in her locker. Madeline wouldn't back down. The next day, she spiked mine and Beatrice's lunch with laxatives and had her friends lock the nearest bathrooms. We had to dash across the schoolyard to the far-off toilets to avoid a public fireworks show. Enough is enough! Sadie, I've got a plan to really embarrass her. Want to hear a juicy secret about your sister? Beatrice had heard that Madeline cheated on recent tests with the help of a mean girl close to the exam setters. No way. Madeline's really smart. She wouldn't need to do that. Pfft, just a facade. We need to expose her true face to the whole school. Hold on, I need to talk to Madeline about this. I can't believe she'd really do that. What's with you, Sadie? Why do you keep making excuses for Madeline when she treats you like dirt? Because she's still my sister. This could ruin her reputation. I can't just blindly hurt her. Please, after the esports competition opening ceremony tomorrow, I'll talk to her. But then everything fell apart. At the tournament's opening ceremony, as our team's member introductions were displayed on the screen, the audience suddenly burst into laughter. Oh no, who did this? My photo was grotesquely edited and the info displayed was all twisted. The whispers and jeers about me spread through the hall. My head spun. I rushed to the control room and found Madeline! You're crazy! How could you do this? Let go! You're the crazy one! Calm down! I can't believe you hate me this much, Madeline! I should have never defended you! I grabbed the mic on the control desk. Madeline is a cheater! I found out she had the upcoming final exam paper. That's not true! What the heck are you talking about? You liar! Don't even try to deny it. I saw the final exam paper you hid in your books. One of your mean girl cronies is cozy with the exam setters and all your past tests were cheats. Maybe even your scholarship. Madeline slapped me in the face. It was the first time she ever did that since I was born. I swore to myself I'd never talk to Madeline again. That night, I stayed at Beatrice's, gaming all night long. Sadie, I looked into what happened at the ceremony. It was a scheme by her rival team. Madeline didn't do it. Maybe she was there trying to ask the tech guys to turn off the projector. Enough, Beatrice. The exam thing too, Sadie. Madeline had found out who cheated in her friend group and was planning to report it to the principal with that paper. I said enough! Sorry, I need to focus. I didn't want to think about any of that anymore. Time passed until the electricity in the basement suddenly cut out. Darkness enveloped everything. Beatrice? What's happening? Beatrice? Why do I smell something burning? My phone was nowhere to be found. It was right next to me a moment ago. I kept calling out for Beatrice, but no answer came. Panic set in alongside the acrid smell, making it hard to breathe. Sadie! Sadie, are you in there? Sadie! Was that Madeline's voice? Sounded like she was about to cry. Why would Madeline be here all of a sudden? Sadie, hang in there! I'm trying to get in! I'm so sorry, Sadie! I should have never treated you like that! Please let nothing have happened to you! A sliver of light peeked through the door. Perhaps Madeline and Beatrice were trying to pry it open from the outside. I'm here! I'm okay! Let me help! I grabbed the edge of the door and pulled with all my might. Seconds later, the door flung open and Madeline rushed in to hug me. Oh my gosh, Sadie! Are you okay? Madeline, why are you here? Beatrice called me. She said something about her basement having an electrical issue and you were trapped. Hey, you rich fool. Built a modern basement with no emergency exit? What's the point of being smart then? Wow, that's... hold on, I don't get it. Beatrice. Okay then, I was just surprised. Madeline, I thought you really hated me. How could I? You're my only sister, Sadie. I stupidly envied the attention everyone gave you. How could I forget that you're the one who always supported me no matter what? I was awful, Sadie. No, Madeline, I was awful for bad-mouthing you at the ceremony. I'm sorry. You know what? To me, you'll always be the best sister ever, forever. So, it turned out Beatrice orchestrated the basement trap so Madeline and I could reconcile. She sure is full of surprises. But luckily, thanks to Beatrice's wild idea, I now have 2 sisters I cherish. One is my teammate conquering the esports competition, and the other cheering loudly for me from the stands.